Hey there, Internet. You are officially getting the most raw version of me you have ever seen. Hence this. Literally just got out of bed. And the reason I am making this is because this is one of those times when I feel really compelled to make a Facebook post or a Twitter post or some sort of social media post. But I don't really do that anymore, like at all, except for sharing these videos on those respective media. Plus, if I said all of these things I'm about to say in one Facebook post, it would be like 18 pages long and it would be all like TLDR, blah, 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 blah. So here are 4 things I want to say, all of which are very related. Number 1, we are not responsible for the selection that was made over the course of the past 24 hours. Certainly we voted, assuming of course you did vote, which I hope you did because it's important, even if you voted for someone who wasn't technically on the ballot. Totally fine. You've made your opinion heard. But the Bible makes it incredibly clear in more places than I care to reference right now that it is God who picks who is in charge of countries and nations and peoples. First one that pops into my head is Daniel 2:20 and 21. Thanks, Mr. O, for those Bible principles. God removes kings and he sets up kings, and I am incredibly thankful that ultimately that responsibility is not on my and yours and everybody else's shoulders. Plus, that fact leads directly into the next 2 points. Number 2, there is no reason to blame other people. We stand on the precipice of what could be the most divisive, terrible time in our country since or possibly including the Civil War. I doubt at this point in our society that it would devolve into all-out warfare, but honestly, I don't know. But all of that can be avoided by recognizing that it is nobody's fault, it was the Lord's choice, and that if we want to be stronger together, that includes those people with whom you vehemently disagree because of their backwards, uber conservative, fascist, whatever you want to call them, policies. And if you want to make America great again, you're going to have to recognize that America is no longer just made up of a bunch of white people, and that everyone, whatever race, creed, gender, all of the other factors that I can't remember right now, they all matter, and all of their opinions and values and motivations are what will make America great, even if you don't agree with them. Third thing, if it is the Lord who in fact chose our leader, which I already stated, point 1, I vehemently believe it is, then we must come to terms with the fact that we have just been given either the leader that we deserve or the leader that we need. And no, it's not Batman. We won't know until the next 4 or 8 years have passed which of those 2 it is. But in the meantime, we must pray for mercy that we not be given what we deserve, and we must pray prayers of thanks that God continues to lead us and be gracious to us, even though it doesn't make any sense that those 2 might be the case. That's our faults for not being all-knowing enough to understand everything that's going on. And fourth and finally, to quote probably my favorite hymn of all time, when peace like a river attendeth my way, when sorrows like sea billows roll, whatever my lot, your lot, our country's lot, God has taught me to say, it is well with my soul. And far more importantly, verse 3, I think it is, or 2, I don't know. Though Satan should buffet, though trials should come, let this blessed assurance console, that Christ has regarded my helpless estate and has shed his own blood for my soul. I get on social media this morning, which was a terrible decision, and I see hundreds, if not thousands of people who are hopeless, either because the person they wanted to be president isn't, or because the person they did want to be president and is now president is still a pretty rubbish choice by all measures. And it just breaks my heart that that is what people's hope rests in, instead of the fact that the God and Lord of the universe sent his son, came as himself God, as a man, shed his blood to redeem us from the mistakes that we made. We deserve a literal hell. And who knows how close this country will come to be that. It won't. Let's be real. All ye naysayers and doomsayers, it can't get that bad. I don't know. I may look back in 4 years and think I'm an idiot. But no matter what, Christ's sacrifice on the cross has saved us from the penalty that we deserve so that we can be ultimately reunited with him should we choose to accept that gift and give our lives over to follow him, by recognizing it is our choices that have ruined his perfect creation, and that, just like I said in point number 1, he's the one who really knows what's all going on, and it makes a lot more sense to follow him than a couple of people with really bad age lines and moderately questionable hairstyles. I did not intend to get that preachy, but it felt like something I needed to say, so I said it. I'll see you guys on Friday. This is not like the week's vlog. I'm gonna do another one. One parting word, love your neighbor as yourself, because we live in a country together, and we're stuck together, so loving each other can only make things better. Please? Deuces.